Yo, yo, yo. Hey guys, Rowan here, and welcome back to Hard West. We're causing trouble. We're getting pretty much noticed left and right by the authorities, and I can't go to the Fate Trader. And we're likely to get ourselves in all kinds of shenanigans. Interesting. Can't go to the Fate Trader. Let's go on a pilgrimage. Pilgrims were just where Cassandra had originally found them. Kay Elspeth greeted her amiably. He asked whether she managed to find a map to the shrine. She asked bluntly how much she was willing to pay. Elspeth called Cassandra a false prophet and a fraud, and accused her of trying to profit from the artifacts of the one true God. By her expression, however, it was clear she had seen right through him. He instantly calmed down, admitting in a low voice that he had scammed the pilgrims into funding his expedition. He offered $8,000 for the location of the shrine. Cassandra said she would only sell if he raised the price by 25%. Given her reputation, he knew she would not waver. Interesting. Cassandra refused to sell the information for such a small price. Elspeth shrugged, boasting he'd find it some other way. Then he turned and walked away, clearly furious. Interesting. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the fabled Kalaka shrine. Built into the cliffside, the pieces of masonry hung from the entrance indicated that a river had been eating away at the land for some time and was now biting into actual construction. Getting inside would be quite dangerous. I was determined to do so. After struggling with the ropes, the party entered the mouth, that is terrifying, of the moldy tunnel in complete darkness. The floor shuddered with constant vibration, and there was a clattering sound that sounded like 1,000 crustaceans skittering across stone. Click, click, clack. They then emerged into a bigger room where two narrow rays of light sifted from the surface. The shrine looked ancient and distinguished. Apart from the skulls decorated with Christian symbols that lay everywhere, these must be the Kalakas. Alright. Cassandra asked Hardin to pack the Kalakas. Hardin squeezed past Cassandra into the small room and started carefully packing the Kalakas into his sack. All while, Cassandra looked around for signs of danger. She was almost disappointed not to find any poisoned darts, giant rolling stones, or rabid beasts to punish their crimes. Shortly, Hardin reported he was done. Cassandra shrugged and decided to leave. They were barely out of the tunnel when the earth beneath their feet trembled and a large section of the cliff fell into the water. The entrance had collapsed. It would take serious excavation to get back inside. They thanked heaven for sparing their lives and left. Interesting. Alright then. So, I guess it is time to go to the gambling den. Oh, wait. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the building where the poker soiree was to be held. The imposing building was made entirely out of cast iron and glass, feat unparalleled in Mexico. They had some time to kill before the game started. I need to go and fence this. Let's sell the Galagas. Enter the cantina. Headlines. Okay. Where am I going to sell the Galagas? Hardin was injured. Okay. Do I not have a place to sell the Galakas? I have Galakas, but nowhere to sell them. This is very upsetting to me. Are we sure we can't sell the Galakas? No. No, we cannot. Well, that's just upsetting me. Alright. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the building. They had some time to kill. Wandered the floor and sized up the other players while she waited for the tournament to begin. The room was filled with players from all corners of the land, tense with anticipation of the conflict to come. Finally, the cashier booth opened, and players began to fork over the cash necessary to register. There was still time to mingle with the guests. Cassandra asked her companions to wait and proceeded into the crowd. The soiree was first and foremost a social pageant where the rich and famous could show off their opulence to their peers and rub their success in the faces of their competitors. Though everyone appeared friendly on the surface, the competitive tension in the hall was palpable. Alright. Oh. One of the competitors had left his drink unattended while he showed off his new pocket watch. Cassandra thought back to the bottle of laxatives she had obtained earlier. While crude and unfair, it most certainly eliminated a player from the game before it even started. Cassandra swiftly poured the contents of the bottle into the man's drink. The gentleman returned to his drink, downing it in a single swallow. His smile lasted a while and ultimately faded into a terrified grimace. He excused himself and rushed away at a sprint. Cassandra smiled imperceptibly. Alright. Cassandra eavesdrops on a document? Cassandra eavesdropped on an argument between one of the contestants and a lady. A corpulent, sweaty man in a tall hat was arguing with his wife. She said he would lose their fortune, all the while he assured her that he had been working on his gambling skills. This seemed to enrage her further, and she launched into a tally of his various tells. Well, he denied all. It seemed Cassandra now knew what to look for. Cassandra returned to enjoy the evening, taking note of everything and everyone she saw. Cassandra caught a glimpse of a middle-aged gentleman gazing at her with a cryptic smile. She returned the man's gaze and smiled back. A few minutes later, the man approached her, presenting himself as Jim Vaughn. He commended her on her competitive attitude, alluding to her underhanded activities in the reception room. Seeing her frown, he laughed and assured her he would not expose her. He said Cassandra reminded him of his younger self. He was looking forward to testing his skill against hers in the upcoming game. Cassandra thanked him with an expression of genuine camaraderie. Cassandra returned to enjoy the evening, taking note. Cassandra submitted her entry fee and waited for the game to start. Cassandra had just submitted her 25,000 pesos when a slender Hispanic man in an impeccable tailcoat and top hat approached her with a grin. Cassandra guessed this must be Ricardo La Fortuna. As if reading her mind, he bowed and placed a gallant kiss on her gloved hand. La Fortuna presented himself and asked for Cassandra's name. She treated him to her Russian alias, Lydia Morozova, at your pleasure, whatever they say. La Fortuna bowed lower still and wished Lydia good luck on the upcoming game. She curtsied before proceeding to the gaming table. The first round of the game had 20 contestants divided among 4 tables. Among them was Jim Vaughn. Cassandra realized her table only had 4 players. One must have been missing. She also noted that she'd been placed with a corpulent man whom she had seen arguing with his wife earlier. She was seated and the rules were explained. The 2 winners from each table would meet for the second round, which would determine the grand champion of the gala and the owner of a rare piece of jewelry being staked by Mr. La Fortuna himself. The chips were distributed, the cards were dealt, and the game started. Initially, the game was casual and easy. Cassandra singled out 2 candidates for elimination and deftly defeated them using her acute gambling skills. Only one man was left at the table, and she knew his tells, having overheard his argument with his wife. She read him like an open book. Soon he was dispatched as well. The croupier congratulated Cassandra, telling her he'd transfer her chips onto the main table for the final round. There was now a break between rounds 1 and 2. Tournament was in full swing. The losing tears were dried by cheerful senoritas and gallons of alcohol, while the winners gloated, played, and luxuriated in the lobby. Cassandra looked around, sizing up her competition. One of the finalists discreetly retreated to his room. Intrigued, Cassandra followed him. As they left the party atmosphere of the crowd, the gambler accelerated his pace, crossing the steel and glass corridors of the palace with an unusual haste. Then he entered the hotel wing. He disappeared. Cassandra looked helplessly around the halls of the hotel. There were 2 rows of identical doors, one on each wall of the hall. One, she noticed, had a light sifting from underneath it. As she approached it, she saw it had been left slightly ajar. A door, contrary to popular belief, is not ajar. She peered through the opening and to her surprise saw the man injecting himself with something from a syringe. Morphine. The gambler lay in the bed, oblivious to everything around him. He was in the full rapture of a morphine shot. Cassandra slipped inside his room and gave him another injection of an even stronger dose. Bye-bye. Cassandra hesitated, wondering if her lack of experience administering drugs might spell this man's demise. Let's kill him. I've come this far, she thought, emptying the syringe. He certainly didn't protest. Rather, he closed his eyes and fell asleep with a blissful smile on his lips. Cassandra left a gentle kiss on his sweaty forehead and left the room. Cassandra returned to enjoy the evening, all the while looking around carefully. Once the break was over, Cassandra proceeded to the table. The players sat down to the final round of La Fortuna's poker tournament. Along with Cassandra, 3 other men were still in the competition. One defaulted when he failed to arrive in the designated hour. The others were Jim Vaughn and Dr. Fabian Fay, both of whom she'd met in the Pueblo Casino. Names were exchanged, cards were dealt, and the game began. The stakes in the final game were much higher, and so was the skill of participants, but as the game progressed, Cassandra's chip supply diminished until she was on the brink of bankruptcy. She needed a decisive move to improve her situation. She could target Dr. Fabian Fay, whose stash was the smallest, or Jim Vaughn, who had been doing extremely well thus far. At this point, his skill seemed unmatched. Knowing his status in the Pueblo Casino, she decided to attack Dr. Fay. Dr. Fabian Fay never fully held his cards. He lifted them slightly off the table and peeked at them. Every so often, he would pick his fine mustache, but Cassandra quickly determined this was not a tell. Although the doctor kept his composure throughout the evening, Cassandra knew what she was looking for. If he held his breath, he was bluffing. I'm not going to use my premonition. From their earlier game in the Pueblo Casino, she knew just when to call and when to bluff. For long, the doctor had no more chips left on the table. He stood up, bowed, complimented each of the players, and thanked them for his worthy entertainment. He then strolled off to the lobby to relax. To win the tournament, Cassandra still had one more opponent. She decided to tackle Jim Vaughn. Jim Vaughn was a true master of the gambling table. Smart, funny, and courteous. He was impenetrable to conventional scrutiny. If Cassandra wanted to defeat him, she would need to use her unique ability. Cassandra took a deep breath and tried something new, to smile and see the future at the same time. Letting her instincts guide her cards and her chips, Cassandra managed to outplay and defeat Jim Vaughn. Booyah! He looked at her with admiration, then laughed out loud and thanked her for an amazing game. Cassandra vanquished her final opponent. She had won the tournament! Ricardo La Fortuna presented Cassandra the grand prize, a beautiful piece of jewelry that was rumored to be a lucky charm. Cassandra accepted the prize with grace and humility. La Fortuna told Cassandra she was welcome to visit him in his residence any time. Cassandra promised she would come, then departed into the crowd. As Cassandra made to leave, Fate Tournament Trophy. Ooh. 10 of clubs, king of spades. As Cassandra made to leave, Jim Vaughn approached her and offered to buy her a glass of port. She accepted. Mr. Vaughn was visibly delighted. He ordered drinks as he told Cassandra about his younger years with a refreshing bluntness. Vaughn had run away from home at a young age and wandered the West, finding no shortage of trouble, becoming an infamous gambler and duelist. One fateful day, however, he played against a powerful man, taking a fortune from him. The man was furious, telling Vaughn to leave the country and renounce gambling on pain of death. That's when Vaughn headed to Mexico. He had been miserable ever since, but when he'd heard about the tournament, he decided he didn't care anymore. It was worth the risk to play again. What else was life for? Cassandra asked, "What else all I have to do with me?" He looked at her wistfully. He told her that he saw his younger self in Cassandra. She had inspired him to take his guns off the hook and go looking for trouble again. If there was one person he would love to ride with, it was her. Cassandra asked Paco. Cassandra accepted Vaughn's offer to keep their numbers low. She asked Felicia. No, Cassandra asked accepted Vaughn's offer to keep their numbers low. She asked Felicia to stay behind. Yeah. Felicia left. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. La Fortuna residence, Fate Trader unlocked. Okay. Can I sell my calacas? My calacalacas? Game? You doing okay? Game? Okay. What is this tournament trophy? Regenerate its luck in combat? Yes? That's really good. I know I already have one from winning the tournament, but oh my gosh, that is really good. Okay. Well then. I don't have any Kalakas to sell here. Okay. Indeed. General store. General store offered a modest but adequate selection of goods. Ah! Cassandra discreetly let it be known she had a set of ancient Kalakas for sale. The proprietor, a Mr. Eduardo Oxaby, looked right and left from his door before changing the sign to closed. He then invited Cassandra into the back room, a grave expression on his face. He told her that possession of these figurines was a vile crime. That as a lawful citizen, he was obliged to take them from her and give them to their rightful owners. Cassandra replied that now Mr. Oxaby was the vile owner of these sacred figurines, he would have to pay for her silence. She valued them at over $12,000. Cassandra decided not to sell her Kalakas. She concocted a lie to get away, then left. No, take the Kalakas. $12,000. Mr. Oxaby sighed. He lamented that today's world seemed ruled by corruption. Still, he noted, without such vice, these priceless artifacts from antiquity would be rotting in a damp cave, perhaps even lost for eternity. He asked whether Cassandra required anything else. Alright. Hey, stop trying to buy stuff. Okay, what? Stop it! No! Alright. Got nothing. Hacienda Rossetti. Interesting. Let's go to Hacienda Rossetti. Hello? The Rossetti Hacienda was a lush residence with beautiful gardens surrounding it. The highlight of the hacienda was an amazing collection of firearms. Mr. Rossetti said he was willing to part with some of his specimens for the right price. Some extra cash would help him acquire even more interesting objects. Cassandra was potentially interested. 18-shooter! An outrageous contraption featuring an oversized magazine for extended firefights. 12-gauge Defender, 4 double shotguns that dance in revolving mechanism. Cone shot. Douglas Duster Special. When you pack this, any fool draws on you dooms their own mortal fate. Heavy pepper box. The regular pepper box revolver spiced up with triple the barrels. You know what? Let's do it. Why not? I'm down with dropping the cash. Oh yeah. Hey. Okay. I know this is a struggle for you sometimes. Struggle to work. But, alright. So I've gotten a lot of cards in the meantime. 10 of clubs, survival fatal shot. If you kill your killer, you'll make it, otherwise you'll die. Okay, 3 of a kind. Terror, nearby enemies panic. Shoot all enemies in sight in sequence. You know what? No. We'll give you both of these. Okay. Jack of Spades. Bolster your parameters when surrounded by enemies. Okay. Oh. Gain demonic strength. Okay. Hey, it said... Oh, you can't. Alright. Cassandra! You can now gain demonic strength. Alright. It's fine. Mammoth rifle. Oh, man. You come ready to roll, my friend. You know what? Take the heavy pepper box. You're gonna get the 12-gauge Defender. And the 18-shooter. Ken Calavera, that's fine. Deadly Derringer? No. Douglas Duster. Douglas Duster. Hours of fun. Okay, tournament trophy. Let's see. Well, let's see here. Let's actually give you some snake leather boots. I got a snake in my boot. Stun bomb, huh? You can keep that. I feel like that's something we can make work. Oh, yeah, we already did that. Okay. La Fortuna residence. Oh, wait. We should rest. Cantina. Oh. One of Cassandra's companions was waiting around. Felicia waited in Andalante, hoping she would be able to join Cassandra. She was ready to go anywhere with the clairvoyance, she said, for assistance was required. Oh. Not the right time. Okay, let's get a room. Excellent. And headlines. The major article on Cassandra's victory in the La Fortuna Poker Tournament. Well, no, I don't want to buy anything from the store. Go away! Let's go to La Fortuna residence, shall we? Cassandra strolled over to Mr. La Fortuna's home. In contrast with the reception hall, the hacienda was quite modest. Cassandra and her companions were greeted politely by Mr. La Fortuna, who offered refreshments and small presents as a token of his appreciation. He and Cassandra had an amicable chat, discussing politics, art, fashion, as well as Mr. La Fortuna's various undertakings. Cassandra was curious about his competition with the Protector. La Fortuna's expression became cautious as he explained that his relationship with the Protector had deteriorated over the past few months. He had finally resolved to help the Mexican Navy chase this undesirable man from their country. Cassandra suggested she could help if La Fortuna were interested. He asked what she had in mind. Cassandra said she had a talent for eliminating inconvenient characters from the earth. Lying brazenly, she revealed that she was a successful contract assassin with many hits on her resume. If Mr. La Fortuna was taken aback by this news, he did not show it. He merely smiled and responded that Cassandra's help wouldn't be required. He had a train loaded with mercenaries that was heading towards the coast at this very moment. They would seize the island within hours. Cassandra nodded and wished him a swift victory.
La Fortuna's mercenary force had to be prevented from reaching the bay. Arden suggested they blow up the train. Cassandra concurred. They just needed to procure the explosives.
Fantastic. I like explosives. Let's procure away, my friends. Procure away. Coal mine operated day and night. With the constant excavation, dynamite was in frequent use and ample supply. Arden suggested they steal some. Cassandra felt she might be able to persuade the miners to give her some. Cassandra decided to convince the foreman to give her some dynamite. Cassandra approached the foreman and pretended to be an inspection officer sent by the mining company. She would need to inspect a sample of their dynamite. The foreman was suspicious and demanded proof. Cassandra used all her charisma and luck to convince the foreman. Cassandra showed him her army requisition form. Cassandra said she returned the papers required. Cassandra showed him the army requisition form. Foreman pored over the document suspiciously. Finally, he nodded his head and handed over the specified amount of explosives. Cassandra was triumphant. Excellent. Train yard. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the ambush site. Cassandra planted the dynamite and waited for the train. Charge would be just enough to derail the train without causing further damage. There was still some time left. Planting more dynamite would cause more damage, but might destroy any valuables carried on the train. Fortifying the area would give them an advantage, but would cut off some escape routes. Fortify the area. Train yard had been fortified. It gave the party better positions and more cover. Suddenly, they heard the train's whistle from beyond the bend. All right. Excellent. And we're just going to jump into the combat, see what's what, and then we'll probably end the episode. So, all right. Tournament trophy. You know, why did I give you regenerating luck? You don't need it. Here, take the weird monocle. Yeah, you get the tournament trophy. Excellent. Proceed to combat. If La Fortuna's mercenaries were allowed to reach the coast, there'd be no way to reach the Protector. Let's go.
Survivors crawled from the ruins of the train wreck. The team readied their weapons with killing intent.
Leave no witnesses. Anyway, folks, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!